Lucas and I were that couple everyone thought was endgame. We met in college, shared a love for bad sci-fi movies, and spent 8 years building a life together. We had a cozy little apartment, a mischievous cat named Comet, and a shared calendar filled with future plans, a trip to Japan, adopting a dog, maybe even a wedding. From the outside, we were perfect. But behind closed doors, a storm was brewing, and I was the last one to see it coming. The breakup was brutal. It happened on a Tuesday, of all days. I came home from work, arms full of groceries for a special dinner I was planning, only to find Lucas sitting on the couch, his face a mask of cold indifference. He didn't even look at me when he said the words that shattered my world. Mia, I can't do this anymore. I'm leaving. I was stunned. I dropped the grocery bags, and a carton of eggs splattered across the floor. Leaving? What are you talking about? Where are you going? My voice trembled. He finally looked at me, and his eyes were empty. I've met someone else, he said flatly. Her name is Chloe. I'm moving in with her. The pain was immediate and overwhelming. It felt like a physical blow. 8 years, just gone. I remember asking him why, how, when. He gave me vague, dismissive answers. He said we had grown apart, that he felt suffocated, that he needed something new. Every word was another twist of the knife. I begged, I cried, I pleaded with him to reconsider, to remember everything we had built. I asked him to stay, to try counseling, to do anything to fix us. But Lucas was a brick wall. He just stood there, waiting for me to finish my hysterical breakdown. Then he said something that would haunt me for weeks. Mia, look at you. This is exactly why I'm leaving. You're so needy. I'll give you a month. You'll be crawling back, begging me to take you back, but it'll be too late. With that, he picked up a pre-packed suitcase from behind the couch and walked out the door, leaving me sobbing on the floor amidst the broken eggs. The first few weeks were a blur of grief. I barely ate, I barely slept. His cruel words echoed in my head. You'll be crawling back. I replayed our last conversation over and over, hating myself for begging, for showing him that vulnerability. Where had that girl gone? I realized Lucas hadn't just left me, he had slowly chipped away at my self-worth over the years, making me dependent on his approval. His final words weren't a prediction, they were a curse he had placed on me, and I was the only one who could break it. That was the moment I decided my revenge wouldn't be loud or dramatic. It would be silent. I wouldn't beg, I wouldn't text, I wouldn't call. But I resisted. Instead, I poured all that energy into myself. I started going to the gym every morning. I reconnected with old friends he'd never liked. I signed up for a pottery class I'd always wanted to take. I filled my life with so much noise and activity that there was no room left for thoughts of him. Slowly but surely, I started to feel like myself again. My apartment, which once felt so empty, now felt like my sanctuary. I repainted the walls, bought new furniture, and adopted another cat so Comet would have a friend. My life was becoming full and vibrant, and it had absolutely nothing to do with Lucas. About 2 months into my silent treatment, the first crack in his armor appeared. I got a text from an unknown number. Mia? It's Lucas. I know you blocked me, but I just wanted to see how you're doing. I stared at the message, my heart pounding, but not with sadness. It was a thrill of victory. I deleted the message and blocked the new number without a second thought. My silence was working. A few weeks later, one of our old mutual friends, Sarah, called me. After some small talk, she hesitantly said, Lucas has been asking about you. A lot. He keeps asking me if you're seeing someone new. He seems really off. I just replied, that's interesting. Anyway, how was your trip to Italy? I refused to give him the satisfaction of knowing he was on my mind. The real shift happened about 6 months after the breakup. I ran into another old friend, Mark, at a coffee shop. Mia. Wow, you look amazing, he said, giving me a hug. Seriously, you're glowing. I have to be honest, Lucas is a complete mess. His thing with Chloe fizzled out after a few months. He thought she was this exciting new adventure, but it turns out she was just normal. And he can't stop talking about you. Mark continued, he told me he expected you to fall apart. He said he was so sure you'd be calling him, begging him to come back, and when you didn't, it drove him crazy. He's been obsessively checking for any sign of you online. He says the silence is deafening. He made a huge mistake and he knows it. Hearing this was the ultimate validation. He hadn't broken me, he had broken himself. My silence wasn't just a lack of communication, it was a statement. It said, "My life is better without you. You are irrelevant to my happiness." He expected drama and tears, a stage for him to play the role of the desired ex. I gave him an empty theater. A year after he walked out, I was on a date with a wonderful new man, someone who listened to me and laughed at my jokes. We were walking hand in hand through a park when my phone buzzed. It was an email. The subject line was just my name, Mia. It was from Lucas. It was a long, rambling message detailing how sorry he was, how leaving me was the biggest regret of his life. He wrote about how my silence had ruined him, how he realized my worth only after I was gone. He ended the email with, "I know I don't deserve it, but can we please just talk? I miss you so much." I read the email, and for the first time, I felt nothing. No anger, no sadness, not even satisfaction. Just indifference. He was a ghost from a past life. I looked at the amazing man holding my hand, who was patiently waiting for me, and I smiled. I didn't need to reply. My silence had already said everything. I deleted the email, put my phone away, and kept walking forward into my new, happy life. He thought I would beg, but in the end, my silence was the loudest, most powerful response I could have ever given. And it was the best revenge of all. Thank you so much for watching. If you've ever found strength in silence after a tough breakup, share your story in the comments below. We can all learn from each other. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more stories. See you next time.